Saint of Grace, Facebook friends, and those who join us on our YouTube channel each day. It is a joy once more to be with you on this Thursday morning, August the 20th, 2020, now in the 11th week after Pentecost, proper 15. As you can see behind me, the sky is somewhat partly cloudy, I guess you would say. It's a wonderful morning. It's a nice breeze, not too hot here in Seminole, yet the storm clouds are gathering to our south, and perhaps we will be having a shower here rather soon. As I mentioned yesterday morning, the lectionary in the daily office for morning prayer for the next few days comes from John's Gospel, chapter 6. It is a long discourse, a long chapter, in fact, where Jesus talks about bread. Yesterday, he feeds the great multitude, and before he does, he asks Philip a question: how will we feed these folks? And Philip is a bit skeptical that it can be done with what they have there. And it's Andrew that comes and says, there's a young boy here who has loaves and fish. And Jesus asks for them, and they are brought to him, and of course he takes them, gives thanks, blesses, breaks, and distributes. And at the end of that pericope, there are many baskets left over, a surplus, if you will, even after everyone is filled, after everyone has had enough. And today, in the gospel lesson, Jesus and the disciples actually leave that place, and Jesus is not with them. And then Jesus comes walking on the water to the disciples, and then the great crowd follows them and asks how Jesus got there, because they saw that he did not leave with the disciples in the boat. And so Jesus uses this opportunity to say that you're really not looking for signs, but you are following me basically because I fed you. And then he launches into the beginning of his discourse about bread, and how that bread will fill, and how we will not hunger spiritually by knowing him and following him. There's a great hymn in our hymnal, the 1982 hymnal, that we often sing for communion. And I think it expresses so well, so vividly, what Jesus is saying in this chapter 6 of John's Gospel. I'd like to share a few of the verses with you this day, and then as we move forward, maybe over the weekend, as we come maybe to the end of this chapter, maybe on Monday, finish with other verses as part of our meditation on Monday as well as today. The song is page 335 in the 1982 hymnal, I am the bread of life. Jesus says, I am the bread of life. They who come to me shall not hunger. They who believe in me shall not thirst. No one can come to me unless the Father draw him. And I will raise them up I will raise them up, and I will raise them up on the last day. The bread that I will give is my flesh for the life of the world, and they who eat of this bread, they shall live forever. They shall live forever. And I will raise them up on the last day. What wonderful words, what comforting words. Words that we need to hear even now. In the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of feelings of unease, in the midst of days that are filled with so much uncertainty. For some, yet Jesus tells us, trust in Him, feed on Him, and we will persevere. As it is Thursday, our next meditation will be on Monday. So I wish that you, wish for you that you have a good day, you have a restful weekend. Those that are comfortable being with us on Sunday in person, our service is only one at this point, a blended traditional and contemporary service at 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. For those in other time zones, please adjust your schedule accordingly if you wish to be with us while we are live on Facebook. If not, we post to YouTube, and then it'll be archived on Facebook as well. Please know that from weather reports this morning, it appears that there will be some tropical weather headed perhaps our way, and not only our way, but for those in the Caribbean and also in the Gulf of Mexico. So our prayers are for everyone in paths of these depressions right now, and probably soon to be tropical storms. Prayers are that these storms dissipate, and if they don't dissipate, then that they will remain minimal and not be catastrophic. Let's covenant together, pray together as God's people, loving our neighbors as ourselves, praying for our neighbors as ourselves, and following the way of love, the way of Jesus. God bless, be safe, stay well, and we'll talk again soon.